reportedly cooperating in the investigation. But then also a very interesting addition to all this is, as she was continuing to post about her family online, you got some true crime content creators claiming that Sarah actually reached out to them asking if they would look into her parents' case as it remained unsolved.
Why would you message me or any other true crime creator saying, hey, please cover this case, and then you wind up being arrested for it? I'm in shock.
And so that's made all of this even more disturbing for those following the case, with many wondering things like, okay, so if she did do it, was she doing this reach out? Was she making these posts as a way to kind of deflect that she did it? Or could one of the potential motives be that she did it because she wanted some sort of attention like this? There was some speculating that this could be kind of one of the most grotesque and horrifying ways to clout chase. So there, I have to stress, that is other people's speculation, and we have to see what's going to come from the investigation. But in the meantime, as we wait to see if anything else is uncovered, if more people come out with information, I gotta pass the question off to you. What are your thoughts and reactions to this? But then, next up in the news today, we should talk about alligator Alcatraz. America's definitely not a concentration camp, but it just happens to walk like one and quack like one. But if you want to check out what the administration calls a detention center built in the middle of a Florida swamp for yourself, you actually don't even need to get picked up by ICE. Instead, you can check out Terry's tours.
Terry, but it's not even full of prisoners yet. But that's the exciting part. For a limited time only, you can claim an alligator for $4,547. You get it, $45.47. You can claim an alligator, and once they eat an illegal, you'll be notified via app, and then you'll be sent a gift card to your choice of stores.
Now with that, I have to warn you, if you happen to be one of those people that just gets rock hard watching masked agents just scooping up people off the street, that is obviously a fake ad made with AI by Lysandra Vasquez. And it turns out that the whole point of that ad was to drive traffic to terrytours.com, which is also geared towards tricking MAGA folk with slogans like, take your country back one illegal at a time. And in digging through the site, you'll see things like links taking you to photos of Trump with Epstein, and also you have links to nonprofits that liberals often support, such as the World Central Kitchen, Planned Parenthood, and Climate Power. However, by the time someone stumbled across that, it's very clear that the whole thing, it's a joke to mock alligator Alcatraz, with the site even making it clear at the top of the page that it's satire. And for many trying to clown on alligator Alcatraz, it definitely feels warranted since its rollout has been, at the very least, controversial. It's built at the site of a regional airport. It's expected to house around 3,000 to 5,000 undocumented folks. While that's a lot of people, it's not actually even close to alleviating the stress that
What's up, Chin Diver?
detention centers are feeling right now. Their facilities can reportedly hold 41,000 people, and as of June 15th, there are 56,000 being held. Then you add in the fact that based on the government's numbers, about 1,000 are deported every day, but the Trump administration has a goal of 3,000 arrested. And so, in using their math, you can see how quickly it'll get crowded. And when alligator Alcatraz was being built, you had Trump praising the facility as a blueprint for what other states could do, saying, well, I think I would like to see them in many states, really many states.
Bro.
And, at some
Dude, dying, man. Like my third death in a row. What's up, Juice? I'm gonna go for surgery on the 22nd, bro. Surgery on the 22nd. Yeah, like it has to get removed. Like I can't NH that good. My wrist gets super inflamed if I NH. So I'm hoping it helps. Yeah, I had to get one of those. But it made my clicks inaccurate, so I quit using it. Gosh, bro, I died like 3 times in a row, man. I was on a good streak. I was on like a 20 kill streak, bro. Yeah, RuneScape kills the wrist for some reason.
At some point, they might morph into a system, with them then praising the facilities as being nice, and adding, I thought this was so professional, so well done, it's really government working together. And, you know, with that, the reason the facility was and is so controversial is more than just because it touches on the issue of immigration in America and who they're picking up. They've been terrorizing Home Depots, hitting schools, places of work, people actually going in for immigration appointments, but also because there have been accusations that it's built too quickly, cuts corners, and is inhumane. I mean, it reportedly was done in just 8 days, although local officials blamed regulations for making it so long. And photo ops from the facility show what kind of amounts to a giant aluminum tent filled with chain link, you could call them rooms, that are packed with bunk beds. And all of that is, you know, it's in the middle of a Florida swamp, it's hot, it's wet, though you had officials trying to reassure everyone that it was perfectly safe and could actually withstand a Category 2 storm. But then we quickly saw videos of the place flooded, though I have to add an asterisk there, because the most viral video, which showed the facility extremely flooded, that appears to have been fake. However, there are other examples of water seeping into the facility during a press conference due to a summer thunderstorm, which I've lived in Florida. I don't know if you know this. It happens almost literally every single fucking day in South Florida. And so, you know, there've been growing concerns of, well, what happens if something like big and meaningful hits the place? You know, regarding the first issues, you had the facility having to be quickly fixed because it was receiving its first batch of detainees shortly afterwards. And, you know, let me tell you, it does not appear like things are going well. You know, obviously, you know, being in a prison-like environment, it's gonna suck no matter what. But according to the phone calls, you've got people like Liamsi Izquierdo, or better known as the Cuban reggaeton artist La Figura, saying things are especially bad, with them telling local outlets things like, there's no water to bathe yourself. I haven't bathed since Friday. They don't turn the lights off. The air conditioning is below freezing. There's no medicine for those who suffer from mental health issues. They don't let you bathe. They don't let you clean your mouth. The mosquitoes are the size of elephants. And with them then going on to say that about 400 people are at the facility and that they're fed only once a day, which has maggots, and there's no way to tell what time is, and that they're only allowed outside for like 10 minutes. Or with him saying that to him, it is clear that the facility wasn't ready. And then he and another man in the background said, quote, they're all racist.
Wait, if you were detained at any San Bernardino juvenile detention facility, such as High Desert or Gilbert Street, this is the money.
They're all racists. With also that guy in the background seeming to have his own issues, with him later saying that he's from Colombia and he hasn't been given his mental health meds in days. And so saying instead he's just been relying on his Bible to try and keep himself sane, but that was allegedly taken away too. With La Figura and his girlfriend also claiming that he has papers to be here, but despite that, he's still at this facility. Though also with that, you know, I want to say that I'm not saying that he should or should not be held somewhere, because he was actually arrested after assaulting a man who was trying to repo a jet ski. But he's been adamant that he shouldn't be at the center of undocumented people because he's a legal permanent resident of the United States. Right? And then on top of that, officials apparently come to him almost daily and ask him to sign his own deportation order so it would be effective immediately. With his lawyer saying that shouldn't be the case because in these situations, quote, the only entity that can strip a person of their residency is supposedly an immigration judge. Right? And all of that as he's not the only one who claims to be in a similar situation or saying that conditions are pretty bad. And actually, when local outlets tried to reach out to ICE and CBP about it, they dodged the question. Instead, saying they can't actually answer that because the facility isn't run by them. It's run by Florida. And when they were asked, they reportedly didn't answer. Right? And all of this is online. This controversial facility has been seen in very different lights. Right? You've seen Trump supporters saying things like, I don't think anyone realizes how impressive Alligator Alcatraz is. The state of Florida built this 3,000-bed federal prison in 8 days. The director tells me it could have been done in 72 hours were it not for some regulatory holdups. Now, all the state needs is DOJ approval to deputize the National Guard as deportation judges, and this will become the most efficient deportation center in American history. Though that, as critics have called it a concentration camp and said things like it's sickening how much Trump and others have joked about people getting eaten by gators while out there. Though all of this says it's possible that this might become popular for the administration and we might see similar facilities popping up all over the US. But for now, we're gonna have to wait to see how this continues to unfold. And then I've got more news for you in a second, but gotta take a second to thank a sponsor. And with that, say, y'all, summer is officially upon us and you need to get out more. And we've been giving out $500 every week for over a year thanks to our sponsor at SeatGeek, and somehow some of y'all still haven't entered for free. And the lineup right now is stacked. Lady Gaga, Coldplay, Tyler the Creator, The Weeknd, Beyonce, Morgan Wallen. I mean, it is a wild time for live events. And it's been so cool to see many of y'all just winning the $500 SeatGeek weekly giveaway and using it to hit up concerts, games, Broadway shows. I mean, y'all are out there living your best lives. And so if you haven't entered yet, it takes like 2 seconds, and next week's $500 winner, it could be you. So with that, I'll say, for the uninitiated, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app with over 28 million downloads and tickets to over 70,000 events, sports, music, comedy, theater, you name it. And for first timers, you download the app, scan the QR code or hit the link in the description, and use code PHIL for $20 off your first ticket purchase. But then also, and this is key, add code PDS to your SeatGeek account as well, and that gets you $10 off of any ticket and enters you for the chance to win the weekly $500 giveaway, no purchase required. And that last one applies to anyone who has ever used SeatGeek before. You can still add code PDS to your account, get you entered and $10 off. So hey, scan the QR code or click the link below and use code PHIL and PDS and go make some memories. But then next up in the news, we've got to talk about how Donald Trump Trump is now using tariffs to interfere in the criminal trial of the former president of Brazil. With Trump saying he's gonna hit him with a 50% tariff starting on August 1st. And that, as another key thing, is he's also rolling out new 50% tariffs on copper, threatening a whopping 200% tariff on pharmaceutical imports, and sending out letter after letter announcing his latest country-specific tariffs. And these letters, if you
I'm like down 30 mil, man.
you take the time to look through them, they're virtually identical. They're like patronizing, kind of passive aggressive, but ultimately sort of polite, except for the one addressed to Brazil's President Lula. With Trump dropping his typical introduction that we've seen so far, saying it's a great honor to send the letter, and instead letting Lula know right away that he prefers his predecessor. Writing, I knew and dealt with former President Jair Bolsonaro and respected him greatly, as did most other leaders of country. The way that Brazil has treated former President Bolsonaro, a highly respected leader throughout the world during his term, including by the United States, is an international disgrace. This trial should not be taking place. It is a witch hunt that should end immediately. Regarding what he's calling a witch hunt, which is, by the way, witch hunt I think has to be Donald Trump's favorite words aside from Jeffrey Epstein. We still talking about this guy, huh? That, as you might remember, involved back in 2022, Bolsonaro refusing to concede defeat to Lula and baselessly claiming that the only way he could have actually lost was a result of election fraud. But then, a few months later, thousands of his supporters attacking the country's presidential palace, Supreme Court building, and House of Congress. So in 2023, the country's top electoral court ruled that Bolsonaro, he abused his power and cast unfounded doubts on the country's electronic voting system. And then with that, one, they banned him from running for office.
Dude, you gotta be kidding me,
in
bro.
November of last year, the country's federal
My God, dude. Why would you turn around and special attack? Like, no.
police formally accused Bolsonaro of attempting a coup. And then 3, in February, the country's top prosecutor filed an indictment further alleging that Bolsonaro plotted to poison his successor, shoot dead the Supreme Court justice investigating him, and reinstall himself as the country's leader. Notably, around the same time, the Trump Media and Technology Group, which is majority owned by Trump and runs his Truth Social site, they sued the Brazilian justice deciding whether or not to arrest Bolsonaro. By the way, 1 was also the same judge that Bolsonaro allegedly planned to assassinate, and 2 is the same judge that publicly clashed with Elon Musk over his refusal to comply with court orders to block certain accounts on X. And so with that lawsuit, you had Trump actually accusing the judge of illegally censoring right-wing voices on social media, though it was seen more as an attempt to pressure him on the Bolsonaro case. That said, though, we did also see Trump making the censorship claim again in his tariff letter, with him accusing Brazil of what he called insidious attacks on free elections and the fundamental free speech rights of Americans, with him specifically referring to the actions of the Supreme Court. And then beyond that, Trump included a paragraph with some of the same language that's in the other letters, saying if for any reason you decide to raise your tariffs, then whatever the number you choose to raise them by will be added to the 50% that we charge. And adding, please understand that these tariffs are necessary to correct the many years of Brazil's tariff and non-tariff policies and trade barriers, causing these unsustainable trade deficits against the United States. The deficit is a major threat to our economy and indeed our national security. Though then notably, Trump also added something that we haven't typically seen in the other letters, a warning that he was directing the U.S. trade representative to immediately initiate a Section 301 investigation into Brazil, which is basically just an investigation into trade policies thought to be unfair or in violation of existing agreements. But then with all of that said, on the other side, as far as Lula, he apparently was not having it, with Lula sharing a statement on social media and his government's website taking each of Trump's claims point by point. Right, as far as the idea of interfering with Bolsonaro's trial, you had him saying, judicial proceedings against those responsible for planning the coup d'etat fall exclusively under the jurisdiction of Brazil's judicial branch. And then on the censorship question, which I will say has been a subject of real debate in Brazil, you had him responding, in the context of digital platforms, Brazilian society rejects hateful content, racism, child pornography, scams, fraud, and speeches against human rights and democratic freedom. In Brazil, freedom of expression must not be confused with aggression or violent practices. All companies, whether domestic or foreign, must comply with Brazilian law in order to operate within our territory. And then finally, and possibly the most important as far as the reality of the situation, the meat and potatoes, you had him correctly pointing out that the U.S. doesn't actually have a trade deficit with Brazil, saying statistics from the U.S. government itself show a surplus of $410 billion in the trade of goods and services with Brazil over the past 15 years. And so then with that, he said any unilateral tariff increases will be addressed in accordance with Brazil's economic reciprocity law. But ultimately, we are going to see what happens, and whatever happens, it's going to matter, right? Because the United States is actually Brazil's second largest trading partner after China, and the value of Brazil's currency already fell more than 2% against the dollar after Trump's announcement. And then also with everything that we're talking about, it's important to note that it's not a singular thing. Or something I think it's important to note is that Bolsonaro is not the only reason that Trump's mad at Brazil. Because Brazil, it's part of the BRICS group of nations. It's the B. It also includes Russia, India, China, South Africa, and some other partners. On Sunday, BRICS issued a declaration condemning—
Why is everybody hitting like 75, man? Oh my God, dude. Oh my gosh, bro. I freaking clicked the food, bro. I swear to God. Why is he hitting like 70 every hit, bro? It's so stupid. Literally, he hits back-to-back 70s last fucking fight, bro. Oh my God, man. Oh,
The U.S. increase in tariffs and the strikes on Iran, to which you had Trump responding that any country aligning themselves with the anti-American policies of BRICS will be charged an additional 10% tariff. Right? And that is on top of the just generally confusing tariff situation right now. Because back in April, Trump rolled out that sweeping 10% tariff on nearly all U.S. trading partners. And then also announcing what he called reciprocal tariffs on certain nations that went as high as 50%. But then when the market plunged and everyone was like, what the fuck? Trump then put a 90-day pause on most of the tariff hikes, just keeping that 10% baseline tariff in place. I'm saying that the U.S. would then use that time to get better trade deals, and even claiming at one point that he would make 90 deals in 90 days. So maybe he meant 90 concepts of deals in 90 days, because 90 days ended yesterday, and so far he's only made 2 deals. One with the UK and one with Vietnam. Which is why instead of the tariffs returning, the White House then started sending out these letters on Monday to countries letting them know, hey, you actually have until August 1st to get an agreement in place. With Trump then starting to post the letters, with the first including letters to Japan and South Korea announcing 25% tariffs, separate from all sectoral tariffs. With that then being followed by just a steady stream of almost identical letters outlining tariff increases ranging from 25 to 40% on goods imported from another countries. With then today, besides Brazil, you had him targeting 7 other countries, including Iraq, Moldova, and the Philippines, just to name a few. And then also, separate from that, Trump said that he plans to introduce new tariffs up to 200% on foreign-produced pharmaceuticals and 50% on copper. So notably there, when it came to drugs, he said he will, quote, give people about a year and a half before they go into effect. But those copper tariffs, he claimed that those would actually go into effect on August 1st. And actually, with that, we've already seen the price of copper, which is used basically in anything electronic, hitting a record high in the United States. And when you know it, one of the people that is cheering this on is Robert Friedland, the billionaire mining exec whose company is developing a copper mine in Arizona.
What's your gear setup? This man.
As far as what happens from here, the unfortunate reality is we've kind of been trained to go, hey, we have to take this seriously, but also we have to kind of assume they're meaningless and may change at a moment's notice, with many just left in this really uncomfortable, confusing situation. Right? Is it a taco situation or a not taco situation? Because many of the markets, many world leaders, they kind of have seen Trump as the bluffer in chief, at least over a long period of time, often, creating a situation where there's a problem and then stopping the problem and then acting like he solved the problem. But who knows? Probably only Trump, and maybe not even Trump. And then I've got more news for you in just a second, but first, I gotta say, growing up, the advice was often trust your gut, and I've applied that throughout my life. But nowadays, the cheddar isn't just about trusting your gut, but what your gut health means for your immune system, digestion, and even your mental health. And we've got the internet stacked with companies making billions of more dollars in essential emergency funds that are nowhere to be seen as top Trump officials continue to call for the agency to be dismantled, even as it aids Texas flood victims. Right? And so for important context here, since 9/11, FEMA has actually given out billions of dollars in grants to help state and local governments with security and counterterrorism. And those funds, they go to a number of key programs like boosting cybersecurity infrastructure at water and wastewater plants in Washington state and funding the salaries of cybersecurity experts in New Jersey. Right? And that, as well as a number of projects in New York, like paying for National Guard members to patrol the subway, increasing law enforcement at the northern border, and covering bomb squads across the state. And understand, right, those are just some examples of this sweeping program. But for 2 months now, states have actually been blocked from applying for those essential programs because FEMA just didn't release the latest grant application guidelines, right? It effectively prevented anyone from even applying for funding. And that, despite the fact that the Trump administration was literally required by law to release the applications in mid-May. And so as a result, state officials across the country have directly raised very serious concerns with the Department of Homeland Security, which oversees FEMA. Last month, you had a coalition of associations that represent local and state officials writing a letter to DHS Secretary Kristi Noem arguing that the grant delay hurts, quote, response and recovery capabilities across the country and puts critical infrastructure at risk. Just this week, you had New York Governor Kathy Hochul writing her own letter to Noem where she said this lack of funding, it puts New York at a greater risk than perhaps anywhere else in the nation. With Hochul specifically noting that the state has the largest Jewish community outside of Israel. Well, you have New York officials saying that, some larger agencies like the NYPD will likely have enough resources to plug the gaps that'll emerge from the funding delays, smaller agencies that rely more heavily on federal funds, they're not going to be that lucky. And so, for example, you had Jackie Bray, the commissioner of the New York State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services, explaining there is certain training for SWAT teams, bomb detection squads, and chemical or biological responses that would just stop happening. And saying this is exactly the wrong moment to start cutting the funding that keeps our local emergency managers, counterterrorism teams, and targeted violence prevention experts functioning. But despite those very serious concerns, Nome and other DHS officials have refused to say when the grant application guidelines will actually be published so states can start applying. And when asked about a possible timeline, you had a DHS spokesperson giving the classic response that we've seen so many times from this administration, where he's saying that it hasn't happened because you have agency leaders trying to ensure the funding, quote, does not go to fraud, waste, or abuse as in the past. But let's say, sooner than later, they get out of their own way, they set this up. Once the counterterrorism grant guidelines are eventually released, there are widespread concerns that the Trump administration is going to withhold those essential funds from blue states that refuse to bend to the president's will on key priorities. And that's not just some unfounded concern. The administration has essentially promised that they're going to do that. Right? I mean, back in March, the DHS changed the terms and conditions for grants to require that all recipients cooperate with Trump's immigration enforcement efforts. So after 20 states filed a lawsuit arguing that the move was illegal and could cause irreparable harm, the Trump administration limited the terms to just certain grant programs. The Times then reporting that it's expected that those requirements will be included in the new guidelines for the counterterrorism grants. But also, importantly, it's not just the counterterrorism grants that are being held up by FEMA. Reportedly, despite the May deadline to start the application process, the agency has also failed to open applications for what's been called an enormous suite of grants totaling billions of dollars. Grants that reportedly many states rely on to pay for basic emergency management operations. And you've got experts saying this delay seems to be totally unprecedented, and there's no transparency about why.
As I weigh 143 pounds, bro. Like, what the fuck happened? Fuck's sake. I'm actually overweight, I think, bro. I'm almost overweight. Good luck, man. Hit me back. Here, she's dead. Wait. You're 9 crate. Yeah, let's go. Where the fuck's the key at? Fuck. Can't forget the key, Rose. Can't forget the key. The Dobby. Dobby was dead. God, bro, I'm so angry, bro.
They thought peanut butter whiskey was crazy. To them, we say, screw it. Nuts? We must be. Delicious? Yup. Screwball peanut butter whiskey. Unexpectedly delicious.
So, tick-tock. The tick-tock upgrade cycle is a classic. Last year, it felt like Samsung barely updated the Fold 6 and the Flip 6. They got new chipsets, sure, but other than that, almost changed nothing. Tick. But now this year we have a new Galaxy Z Fold 7 and Z Flip 7, and there are actual meaningful hardware updates this time. So, talk. I guess. So welcome to your hands-on and first look at the latest generation of foldables from Samsung. Now, most of my thoughts here are going to be on the Fold, the big one, because Samsung has made some actually noticeable changes to a lot of this phone, and it's kind of going to hit one of either two ways. One, if you're not really in the phone world very much, in which case, hi, welcome to a phone video. This is going to be amazing because it's a brand new, super thin, ultralight foldable phone. Super cool. If you are in the phone world though, and you've seen a lot of these videos before, and you see what the other companies overseas are doing with their ultra thin foldables, then it's going to feel like, Samsung's catching up. Either way you slice it, it is a big difference with the Fold 7. They've made it way thinner and way lighter. Each side unfolded is a little over 4 millimeters, and so the whole thing closed is only 8.9 millimeters this time. And they've worked on simplifying and strengthening and thinning up the components on the inside. So the hinge, the chassis, etc. So the whole thing weighs 215 grams. That's actually lighter than an S25 Ultra. And all of this is in the spirit of being a much more usable slab phone when it's closed. So the difference versus last year of just holding the phone and using it closed is very noticeable. It's barely thicker than a USB Type-C port on each side. The buttons and the fingerprint reader are literally thinner to fit on the rail. I've talked about other foldables in the past being more usable while they're closed because of different aspect ratios and different size choices, but I am loving this new Folds form factor because when it does unfold, it still unfolds into one of the biggest tablets you can fit in your pocket. 8 inches now, corner to corner. So they've made everything about it folded better, and they've also improved the full-size open usage as well. Plus it's running One UI 8 on Android 16 out the box, so all the improvements that the latest version of Android has to make big screen multitasking and multi-window better will all be here. In the wide world of foldables, there's different reasons why you might choose different foldables. Some are shorter and squatter, so they're more reachable and better closed, but not as good open. Some are taller and thinner, so not as good closed, but when you open it, the screen's way bigger. This update from Samsung made it better at both closed and open usage. That's sick. So then on the theme of hardware improvements, one of the challenges for these foldables, because they're so thin on each side, is they never quite have room for flagship cameras. And with this Fold 7, that's still kind of true, but the gap is way closer because they have put in the S25 Ultra's main 200 megapixel camera in the new Fold. The glass and optics around it are slightly thinner to make it fit, but that is essentially a true flagship camera and all the pixel peeping benefits that come with it on a Fold. I've loved this camera for months now. Now the 12 megapixel ultra wide and the 10 megapixel 3x telephoto are also still smaller than flagship size, so it's not fully on the level of a slab phone camera system. But to be fair, those are lesser used cameras and the majority of your photos are going to come from the primary camera, so all of those are going to look better. The only downside on the road where they could either double down on it
Shit, bro. Get the fuck out. Come on, he's sitting 58. If I could hit like a nice 48. Kill. Bro.
What is up, everybody? We are here at Medieval Times, and we are so excited to tell you about our new show.
We've got new stunts. We're performing new action.
You're going to see incredible horses. You're going to see showmanship.
Hi, I would like to report a theft. I'm one of the managers at Gabe's. He stole a cart full of things in a laundry bag.
What kind of car?
Jeep Renegade.
What color?
Neon green.
You said it just left southbound on North Fairfield?
Correct. Going towards Speedway.
And what's the description of the person?
White, blonde hair, and has her 9 or 10-year-old son that has...
White female, blonde hair is driving?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I've got somebody on the way up there.
Okay,
all right, thanks. Bye.
Officers quickly spotted a vehicle matching the description. Its color was hard to miss.
Turn your vehicle off! Put your keys outside the vehicle! Put your keys outside the vehicle! What do you mean, can you get them? Just stay right there then. All right.
They're in my purse.
Hands where I can see them, everybody.
Yes.
Alrighty. Officer St. Louis Beaver Creek, you're being stopped on suspicion of theft from Gabe's.
I just left Gabe's.
Exactly. Okay. Keep your hands where I can see them.
Yes.
Alrighty. What's the little one doing? What's his name?
Playing his iPad. His name's Elijah.
Elijah.
I don't have his case.
Oh, that's okay, buddy. Alrighty. So I'm gonna have you step out of the vehicle for me, please. Alrighty. What's your name?
His name's Elijah.
What's your name?
Oh, Charity.
Charity. All
yeah,
right,
I just left Gabe's.
I know. Step back here for me.
And I went back because I lost my wallet.
Okay.
And then got Five Below.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so what do you mean you went back there?
I left there, lost my wallet.
Yeah.
Looking for my wallet because I go to Kroger.
Okay.
So I went through the whole car, went back to Gabe's, looked for my wallet, and then I went to Five Below and I found a Five Below.
Listen up. So, like I said, they said that you had stolen some items from them.
No.
In some kind of laundry bag or laundry basket.
No, I don't have no laundry basket.
No laundry bag, no laundry
No.
basket. Well, they gave this exact Jeep with this plate number with your exact description. So I don't know why they...
I went back in there to get my wallet. Maybe they thought I took a wallet.
Okay, where was your wallet?
It was in Five Below, but I went back in there and I came right back out. So maybe they thought
Did you have merchandise when you walked in? Did you have
my purse?
You just had your purse.
Yeah.
Did you buy anything anywhere?
Huh?
Did you buy anything anywhere?
At Five Below.
At Five Below?
Yeah.
And you did you bring that merchandise into Gabe's with you?
No.
So
I'll go up to Gabe's and see what they're saying.
Okay.
So you're saying that you walked into Gabe's?
Yeah, I went back into Gabe's, looked for my wallet, and then I came back out. And maybe they thought since I walked in and came right back out with him, maybe they thought I took something.
You have items from Gabe's?
Huh?
You have
no, Five Below.
I see
Five Below.
I see Gabe's tags right here in the
That's
vehicle.
old stuff.
That's old stuff?
That's old stuff. That goes to my niece and nephew.
Okay.
That's stuff from weeks ago.
From weeks ago?
I don't see them in for another couple weeks because I have...
Okay, I got you. I just wanted to make sure it looked like...
Yeah.
Okay.
You're fine. Do you want to see it?
Yeah, can you just turn around real... You don't have to show me that, but I'm just going to pat you down, okay?
Yeah.
Actually, Officer Stevens is going to pat you down. That seems a little suspicious, you know what I'm saying?
I know, but I swear I literally went back in there looking for my wallet, and then I came right back out, so that has to be what it is.
Do you have
I have a feeding tube.
Charity, as of right now, you are being detained based on suspicion of theft. I know that you have your story, but we still have to make sure everything's good, okay?
You can make sure everything's good.
I know. I'm just letting you know. And given that,
and
given that, I'm just going to read you your rights, okay? Would you care if I looked at some of these items? And
Yeah, go
I
for
can?
it. Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to double check. What's up, buddy?
You remember Thomas the bad guy?
Thomas the
I
bad-
searched, my whole car looks a mess because I lost my wallet.
Okay.
And they can even tell you or her that I went back in there looking for my wallet.
Okay. But you, like I'm saying, here, we'll just step back just for a second.
Yeah. All this stuff goes to my niece and nephew.
Okay. Do you have any way to prove that? Do you have any like receipts or anything like that for me?
Sir, I couldn't have walked out with all this stuff.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you could or not. I don't know why they would
Sir,
call us.
It's mostly all from Five Below.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's Gabe stuff on here, and Gabe's
There is
called
Gabe
us.
stuff that's been in my car that goes to my niece and nephew.
Where's your ID at?
Can I get it?
Yep.
Okay.
I hope you're not lying to me.
I'm not lying to you.
Okay.
How could I walk out with that much stuff, sir?
I mean, it's happened before.
No.
If you were to have taken it and it's all less than $1,000 and you don't have any warrants or ones for your arrest or anything like that, you'd be just getting a ticket and have to go to court. There's a couple of ifs there, but are you 100% certain that you didn't take a single thing? Because Gabe is going to tell us.
Okay, they can tell you.
Okay. All right. It's just weird. They normally don't call us.
I know, but I've been in there. I went back in there. Maybe they thought I took something. Not unless he grabbed something. He does have ADHD.
Okay.
And I have been caught at Target with him leaving with stuff.
Okay.
And I've gotten in trouble for it before.
Okay.
I didn't take it. He likes to grab things and take it. They've had to just...
Mecha Break is now available with Google Play games on PC. Become the ultimate mech pilot with better controls and a bigger screen. Join our rewards program and earn play points for every purchase. Download Google Play games today.
Sounds good. Looks like I can smite him. Regular void.
No fair! I didn't know we were starting!
Now you can double the speed at no extra charge. Get 5 or 2 gig for the price of 1 gig for just $64.99 per month. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Next time it's game over for you, buddy.
See me walk in and walk back out and thinking I've taken something.
Okay.
I didn't go out
the main portion.
I went out to where you walk in.
Okay.
Nothing alarmed. Nothing, you know.
Okay. All right. So your driver's license is suspended, but you have driving.
Pretty focused on eating instead of hitting back. They killed me.
Yes,
What are your privileges?
I was on my way to Kroger to get, I had to stop and get his iPad, and I'm on my Kroger to get my prescriptions.
And where are you coming from?
Gabe's and, or Five Below.
What were you at Five Below for?
Some things for him. Since school's out and his ADHD is so bad, I got him a couple things.
What does it specifically say on your driving privileges that you're allowed to do?
That I'm allowed to take care of my kids, and wherever I gotta go for my kids is fine, work and doctors.
And is this your child then?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I got you. And do you have you have your paperwork for your
No,
your
it's
suspension
at
paperwork?
home.
Is anybody able to give me a picture of that or anything?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I call?
Yes, you can.
So she has video. Oh, I'm sorry.
She's calling. She's suspended with privileges. She says she doesn't have her
I
privileges
have
paperwork.
privileges. Just
Right. But she's trying to get a hold of somebody to see what the privileges
you
are.
can send a picture. It's in the mail slot.
Does it say you're allowed to go shopping?
I'm allowed to take care of my kids, go to doctor's appointments, go to the grocery, get my prescriptions, and go get to and from and get my kids.
Okay. Did you do any of those things right now?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Since we're out of school and his ADHD's so bad, I took him by Gabe's before I went to Kroger for grocery and get my prescriptions to get him some things to play with. I got to level 4.
So they have you pushing out a cart.
Pushing out a cart?
Uh-huh.
I got one more left.
There's an officer up there.
You just gotta be straight with us.
I had the trash can.
Thank you. Okay, what else?
But the Gabe stuff, seriously, was for my niece and nephew.
Okay, what about the
baskets?
the wooden lanterns and stuff?
The baskets and lantern, that's it.
Okay,
The
so you
other
took
stuff,
some. That's all I needed to know.
yes.
No, if they're saying there's more stuff. They need other stuff that's in here from
That was it. The rest I got from Five Below. I had those baskets,
Is there
trash
anything that has
can.
the Gabe, anything with a Gabe's?
All the clothes were from weeks ago. The only thing I took.
Right. It's
I'm
really
trying
hard.
to explain to
Listen,
you.
no,
in
you
the
listen to me.
In the trash can, I had the baskets.
Why don't you show me what you took? Because it's really hard for me to believe anything you're saying since you've already lied to me. So that's unfortunate. But
I'm keeping it straight.
Okay. Well.
The baskets.
Yep.
The trash can.
Yep.
The lantern.
Yep. The lanterns.
Sheets.
Okay.
And the rest is clothes.
Everything
else from Five Below.
What about everything in this?
No. I was searching for my wallet. That's why everything looks like this.
So, but everything in this.
This is from Five Below. This stuff is from Gabe's.
All that's from Gabe's?
Yes.
Okay, here, give it to me.
Yes.
So anything with a Gabe sticker or a Gabe's tag, I can assume is from Gabe's. Is that correct for today?
No, not today. The only thing today is the trash can, the baskets, the lantern, and the sheets.
I wish you would have been just honest with me from the get-go. That would have been great.
What about these?
She said that she took those.
Those?
Yep, and the lanterns and the trash can. She said all the clothes are from the floor.
The clothes are, I did not have any clothes.
She said she did not take any clothes this time, but what about these signs?
No, I've had those.
You've had these signs?
Yes.
They sent the welcome sign they can see.
No, I got that
This-
and I got the clothes.
The picture they just sent.
It's in the picture, yeah. I see the picture they sent.
I didn't have it.
It's in the picture. Okay.
She's got this thing on there. Her keychain.
No, the keychain. No, it looks like the picture. The ones right here. Let's see if you flip the right here.
I have a receipt for that purse at Rent Center.
Where'd you get it from?
Rent Center.
You got this from Rent Center?
Yes. That in a bunk bed. At the same time, Rent Center.
If you need anything, also, I had accidentally acquired your cards.
Elijah! Get up here!
Oh.
Sorry.
It's fine. No, you're good. I understand.
Elijah!
Is that a rock, bro? Here. No, let's not. Throw that. You don't want to eat that, buddy. Hey, Elijah. Here, I want you to stay where we can see you, buddy, okay? I don't want you going and get hit on the road. That'd be really, really bad, okay?
Weeks ago, I got the clothes. The rest of the stuff, yes, I took today.
Okay.
I took it. I didn't have the money for it. And
how come none of this is a bag?
I got that weeks ago.
Have you seen anything with clothes he has? They're still backtracking.
They're still looking. Okay.
She was there at 10 something too.
As well. Like two separate occasions.
Was she there 2 different times or 3 different times?
Everything else is from Five Below.
Okay.
You gave a call then.
Buy stuff at Five Below?
Yes, I did.
Today as well?
Today?
Yeah.
How come you don't have bags?
As I was going...
Obviously there's a theft. You're under arrest. You understand that, right?
Yep. You're under arrest for theft. Just given what we have here from what you've already explained to us.
Okay. Well, Olivia's here with us.
What do I do about getting my... I have epilepsy. I need my seizure meds.
Just hold on.
We're just going to load all this crap up.
So listen, you're gonna come up with us. We're going to go back up to Gabe's. We're going to determine what came from Gabe's or not. Anything that didn't come from Gabe's, then we will figure it out from there.
It says on it what says Five Below and what says Gabe's.
Yes, I understand that, but there are some clothing items that say Gabe's as well.
Yes.
Right. So those you're still saying that those
Except
weren't.
the stitch shirts.
But you were saying that those were not taken today, or those were taken.
Those were not taken.
You've lied to us since we got here.
I lied to you one time and then I came.
You said nothing was taken.
So did you take any clothes today at all? Yes or no? Be straight.
I did not take any clothes. I
No
took the
clothes
bags.
today.
The only clothes I have is from Five Below.
There's Gabe's clothes in this pile.
Yes, I got that weeks ago.
Okay.
How come was he in the car seat?
Huh?
Was he in the car
No, he was in the
seat
front
when you
seat. No, he was not. He was in the front seat.
Oh, yeah, he was in the front seat playing his iPad.
Okay, we just got loaded up, so we're going to head up there now.
The officers transported the woman back to Gabe's, where they tallied the merchandise. The total came to nearly $650 in stolen items. They then followed up at Five Below, another store the woman had visited earlier that morning. The manager confirmed that she had stolen multiple items, but explained that due to company policy, the store does not contact police or pursue theft charges. The woman was issued a criminal summons for theft and given a court date. Additionally, she received criminal trespass notices for both Gabe's and Five Below. Records revealed this was her third criminal arrest for similar offenses in the past 6 months.
You clearly aren't getting the hint, and trying to use a child to do it is so.
I'm not going to argue.
Go ahead. I appreciate it, because you need to grow up with
It's gonna be
something.
an M1, so.
It's sad that you would do that with a kid. And your intentions to do that with a child is simply so you wouldn't go to jail.
No, I did
Yes,
not
it is. This isn't my first day. This isn't your first day either.
child.
Well, you're a good
I know.
a good person to be teaching your child. Very great example.
A good example at all.
You're a great example.
No, that's far from the truth.
Don't come to my city and steal. I'll tell you that right now. But I gotta deal with somebody who wants to not take responsibility for their actions.
I am taking responsibility for
You lied the whole moment we got you as far as what you stole, what you didn't steal.
And then I told the officer the truth.
After you got caught.
No, I told him. He kept asking me, and I denied it, and then I said, okay.
Right,
yes,
because you got caught.
Below.
So now you're admitting now that you stole it's 5 and below.
No, I don't know what happened, what didn't get scanned at Five Below, but I told them it was for my son since school's out and he's got ADHD. Whatever that they didn't scan or whatever accident happened, whatever he grabbed because he likes to grab stuff, that I don't know, I will gladly pay for it. My card's in my wallet. It's for him. I will pay for it.
We could have been done with this hours ago, but you just want to play games.
How am I playing games?
Well, just be honest.
I was honest.
At what point were you honest?
The third time he asked me, I told him the truth.
The third time?
He asked me once, he asked me
So
twice.
don't ever yell at your son if he doesn't listen to you until after the third time, because you don't listen after the third time. So don't ever punish him. It's just so sad that your son has to see all this. But you don't care.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. This ain't your first time.
You don't have to be an asshole.
I'm sorry, but you know what? Like, somebody's got to step up for this kid.
No, I do know what I did was wrong.
Okay. Well, I hope this is the last time.
I'm flipping that. The flipper, that's a flipper.
What's going on, man?
What's up, bro?
We have some trouble in here?
Are we having trouble in here?
That's what I've heard.
Oh, God. Are you Gwinnett County?
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. You have a tab open?
Do I or do I not?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Who knows?
Okay. Do you have a tab you need to pay because you're going to be leaving?
Of course.
Okay. Then let's get his tab. He doesn't have one?
I'm going to walk.
He's good? Do you have a ride?
No.
How are you getting home?
Who knows? Y'all know.
Well, let's go step outside.
Let's go.
How did you get here?
Who knows?
So why are you being so uncooperative? I'm just trying to ask some simple questions,
I
man.
don't believe in alcohol. I don't believe in cops. I don't believe in meth. I don't believe in any of it. I believe in God.
Show me out on a signal 28. Okay. Well, you seem to be intoxicated from alcohol.
Am I driving?
It's not what I'm asking.
Did I do anything wrong?
10-4. Well, from what I've understood, you're threatening people, which could be disorderly conduct.
What
so then we're looking at a violation of law.
Did I threaten anyone by killing or hurting anyone? I know the law.
Okay. Then you understand. Understand disorderly conduct and public drunk.
I'm state patrol.
You're state patrol?
I know a little bit more than you.
Do you have your ID?
Do you need my ID?
You're identifying yourself as.
Good. At me, bro. Look. Come on, hit back. And here. There's an attempt, bro. Swear to God, he can't hit that, bro. I'm gonna take a shower soon, guys. Can't believe I flipping died so much, man. Died so much. I died like 4 or 5 times today, man.
You like that, Enzo? I see you barking, boy. I got you 3 in a row. That works for game. Yes, sir. I see you.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to do the factory reset on the JBL Live 675 NC. This also applies to some other JBL headphones. So now, with your headphones, you're going to grab them, and with them being off, you're going to flip this small switch up. You're then going to notice a blue light begin to blink. This means that the Bluetooth connection has begun. With your headphones still blinking, you're going to head over to your device's settings page, and at the bottom, you're going to notice that the JBL Live 675 NC is being displayed. You're now going to click it, and your connection has been successful. You could verify this by it saying connected to the JBL Live 675 NC at the top. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any more questions, you could comment down in the comment section. And if you want to visit our page, it's going to be in the description.
I hit 72, bro.
So now, with your headphones, you're going to grab them, and with them being off, you're going to flip this small switch up. You're then going to notice a blue light begin to blink. This means that the Bluetooth connection has begun. With your headphones still blinking, you're going to head over to your device's settings page, and at the bottom, you're going to notice that the JBL Live 675 NC is being displayed. You're now going to click it, and your connection has been successful. You could verify this by it saying connected to the JBL Live 675 NC at the top. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any more questions, you could comment down in the comment section. And if you want to visit our page, it's going to be in the description.
I'm fighting this guy instead. This guy's smiting. Just one Void Waker makes my day great, bro. One Void Waker. Glad I had been for a second. His pid. We'll wait for revenge. Put it here. Centrally in the bit. Great stressor. It was a good day. Didn't mean losing his target. It was a good day. Hey. Oh! Social bed, folks. Paper. Not trying to die, man. And 6. Pays vengeance. How would I know that I'm fucking here? Fucking halberd. Why do they always have a halberd? Dead. Aren't they dropping like flies? Fucking 106 combat. Like. Peace. They killed him. Oh, I got rushed from my other account. Come on, bro. It's laggy, bro. I'm such a bad mood right now. I think I'm gonna take a shower. Guys. You know what I mean? Give got one guy his giveaway 10 mil. He hasn't messaged me back. I asked him if he played RuneScape, and he hasn't messaged me back. He said yes, but he didn't give me his name or anything. I'm gonna have a quick shower, guys. Pay 138 pounds. And it's just gonna brush my teeth. Alright, guys. Keep playing the game. Facing the wrong way. Bro, I've been depressed.
Stop taking meeting notes and let ClickUp AI Note Taker do it for you. It allows you to focus on your meetings, not your notes. It captures everything. From
This is 25-year-old Geraldo Soriano. On December 6th, 2024, West Palm Beach police received a call from the Trump presidential campaign finance manager in reference to an employee caught in theft. Her investigation finds that Mr. Soriano has allegedly stolen her business checks and jewelry and over $500,000 in campaign donations to President Trump. Watch as she explains to Officer Freeman how a check cashing store revealed who was behind the scam.
Right hand for me?
Yes.
Do you swear the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, thank you. So, just like we went over, your position is a National Finance Director and Senior Advisor for President Trump, correct?
Yes. Correct.
And you you're at Palm Beach County, Florida, Palm Beach County, and you received some checks, correct? And can you tell me from there exactly what basically what we talked about before?
Sure. So I received checks from my husband in Tallahassee. They were business checks from my business account. They were sent via United States or UPS on October 28th. They arrived October 30th at the Trump campaign headquarters. And I received a call today that an individual with the last name, what was the last name? Sorry.
That's okay. Soriano?
Yes, that's it, yes. That he was at the check cashing store in Palm Beach Springs, Florida, that he had one of my business checks, that he'd written the check out to himself and forged his name as the signer or signee on the check for $1,500, that he instructed the teller that I had agreed to pay for his car insurance. I then also spoke to the manager of the check cashing store, Melina, I believe her name was, and she verified that that is what happened, and that she was holding that check for me or for the police to come and pick that check up.
Okay.
And they did not allow him to process the check.
Perfect. So, just so we have an understanding, you did not allow him to cash the check for his insurance, correct?
That's correct. I did not allow him to cash a check. I've never given him the check or any checks. I've actually never met him.
Okay, so he had no authorization whatsoever to have that check or try to cash it?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And this Soriano, what was his duties, positions here?
My understanding was he was the person who, when UPS or mail or Federal Express, whatever vehicle was used, brought mail and such into the Trump 47 campaign, he was housed on the 11th floor, and he was the first line of that process, where he would do the intake, he would sign for these documents or checks, or sign for any materials that were coming in, and they would then move on to a scanning process and security process.
Okay, so basically scan, make sure it's safe, and then the mail will go to the person.
The proper party, that is correct.
Okay. So he had access within basically all the mail that came in for anybody that was here at the committee.
That is correct, yes.
All right. He not only scanned it, but he opened to make sure inside didn't have anything of grave danger.
That's correct, yes.
Okay. All right. So the check, $1,500, obviously is stopped, right?
Yes, we stopped the payment. I also called my bank, and they've shut down my business account. Yes.
Okay. And once again, you have no relationship or involvement with this person whatsoever?
Never spoken to him, never seen him. I should say I've never seen him. I never knowingly saw him, and have no relationship with him.
Okay. What other information that maybe I forgot to ask or you forgot to mention that you want to add to this?
Should I mention what happened with the bracelet, or keep that separate?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, the bracelet, please. Yes.
Okay. So on or about around that same time, so middle of October, last part of October, I'd had a bracelet sent from a jeweler in, I believe, Boston. I'm not sure exactly the location, maybe New Jersey. But it was a $3,000 bracelet. And we have the signature of Mr. Soriano accepting the package.
Okay.
He signed an affidavit and wrote that, yes, I accepted the package, and said that he passed it on to the next person. And my understanding is the next person says they never received it, and it just completely disappeared.
Okay.
So
who would be the next person?
We had that incident happen. around the same time, we also had checks that were sent to me from a group of businessmen out of Thomasville, Georgia. And that once the checks were received, I would say maybe just a couple days later, a few days later after they were received, I received a subsequent call from the chief financial officer for one of the check writers saying that their bank had alerted them that one of the checks had been recreated to be identical to their check, down to the signature, but the payee had been changed out to someone they did not know named Kevin Spry, whose address was a homeless shelter in Miami. So they then subsequently stopped payments on all of their checks totaling $300,000 to make sure that none of the other checks were also misused.
Okay. And your checks were mailed as well, correct?
That is correct,
So it had,
yes.
it had to be signed,
That is correct.
it had to be scanned, and all would be Soriano, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And the bracelet, what, because I need a description of the bracelet, what did it look like, or?
So it was a diamond and aquamarine evil eye bracelet. I have a picture of it before it was stolen.
Okay.
Next to dressing as a girl. Right standing at the door, trying to get kills.
Which I can send to you. So that's what it was.
Okay, marine.
And diamond, yep.
$3,000 you said, correct?
No, 3,000. 3,000.
3, right? 3?
Yes, 3.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I think that's pretty much what we talked about.
Yes, that's pretty much it. There is another situation too with checks totaling over $200,000 that were also stolen, and they were mishandled and sent to Texas to be deposited, all in that same timeline as well. So that I think also needs to be looked into.
Of course,
And
and
again,
those checks were mailed
this is all
here.
that we know of. There could be other checks because you're dealing with such an influx of support that, you know.
Of course. And those checks were also mailed over here, so they also had to be signed off and things.
Correct.
Okay. So this is just a preliminary. We're gonna get all that, make sure we get the video for basically him, whoever signed for those checks coming in, right? Because
yes.
Signature required, of course.
Yep.
Video, signatures, and things of that form, and then we'll keep going and moving towards that. So, 200, over 200, correct?
Over 200,000 for that batch, 30,000 for and I have a copy of that check where they wrote Kevin Spry's name in it. 3,000 for the bracelet, 1,500 today, and that, again, that's just what we know of.
Okay. All right. Do you swear that? Is there anything else you want to mention before I finish your testimony?
Nope, I just really appreciate you, and I appreciate you helping.
Of
and
course.
we appreciate law enforcement, so thank you.
And we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. So, do you swear that this testimony you provide is the whole truth? Nothing but the truth? Okay. Did you decide to provide this testimony in your own free will?
Yes.
After conducting their investigation, a warrant is issued for Mr. Soriano, and officers make a traffic stop on his vehicle on January 22nd.
How you doing, man? Sergeant Myers, West Palm Beach Police Department. You got ID and vehicle information? You're Aldo, right?
Yes, sir.
No weapons or none, right?
No, no, sir.
All right, listen, man, you're good. Listen, I need you to step out of the car, okay? We got a warrant for your arrest, okay?
Mind me asking why? Or what is it?
Don't re-reach in anything.
I'm taking out my phone.
Just we'll get to all that. It's a warrant for fraud, some type of fraud activity, okay? So here, unlock this door.
Thank you, sir.
You're good.
You're good,
Come on
man.
out. Everything's good. Just turn around, put your hands behind your back for us.
You can drive, right? Okay. Just hang on. Just sit tight. You want to work? All right. We'll try to get you on your way.
Yeah, but oil them. Just put your hands together for me like you're kind of praying. Like you're praying. There you go.
Mr. Soriano, do you have anything in your pockets that we can leave here? And I don't know if I should take my phone. I mean, you can. Like ID or something, but everything else you can leave.
Yeah, I have the keys over here in my right pocket. This one.
What is it?
Keys to the car. Nah. I got a long sleeve shirt, that's about it. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. The bond too much.
Oh, you're human. Oh, you're trans. Okay, okay.
I'm a human. Doesn't matter, woman, man.
No matter. Yeah, that's. But you look like.
He say.
I was genuinely confused.
Who is?
Arguments like, okay, the sky is really blue. They said, oh, like Gucci belt. But it's still Gucci though.